What's up YouTube, Koi51 here, time for another video, and this time it's a little special video. I'm going to be doing an analysis of the Deus Ex Humanity, or was it Mankind, if it was Mankind Divided, trailer that kind of hit this week and has been a really big buzz. As you guys might not know, I was a huge fan of the original, not the original game, the Deus Ex for the old PC games. For me, they're too old for me. But Human Revolution, the game that was released on PS3, Xbox 360, PC. I really love that game. I think it was an amazing, it was amazing. It just everything fit, gameplay, story, voice acting. It was just all amazingly well. Just it came together so well. So when I found out there was a sequel to it, at first I was honestly shocked. I didn't actually expect a sequel so soon. But then again, right now is the best time for a Deus Ex sequel. I never played the prequel, the whatever that was, was it Deus Ex the 4? I heard bad things about it, didn't want to play it. But essentially, I wanted to do just a analysis of the announcement trailer that just popped up, and see if I can pick out a few things out of it and speculate on a few things, and of course share it with you guys. So here we go. I mean, we might just go into it.
Peggy 18.
Oh, 18. Okay. So yes, this game is made by Square Enix. So we see a man walking through. We see our title character Adam Jensen. What looks to be in like a ocean. We're not too sure. It looks like the aftermath of a battle. From the looks of things, we're not 100% sure what's happening, but clearly something's happened, and Adam Jensen has been thrown off board onto what looks like because we see like bodies, we see hands, augmented hands, just just all over the place. We see like 3 dead bodies, or 2 dead bodies, and a hand that's just been severed off, and it just looks like the aftermath of a battle, explosion maybe. We see Adam Jensen running through what looks like a urban environment. There's evidence later that I think points to this place being in Paris or France, and just like a little short developer sort of background. This game is being made by Eidos Montreal. If you guys didn't know, Eidos Montreal is in Canada. Canadians speak French. I can see there is the connection between this and France, you know, it's just like a little developer tidbit that I found interesting. So we see Adam Jensen running through and knocking people to the side. Now this is all CGI, this isn't in-game, but it does show a lot that we can expect into the game itself once it comes out at a later date. We see just them Adam Jensen running through. Okay, so I want to back it up a bit. Alright, so it doesn't really show a lot, but he's just running. He clearly he's chasing after someone, which we'll see in the next shot. He's clearly chasing after this man right here. We're not 100% sure for the reason why, but I guess in the later in the trailer we'll get to see more as to the reason why he's chasing him. But his face here. So the thing about the CG trailers is they do add a little bit of a little more facial recognition, facial expressions that are just not possible in game, and we could definitely see that he's clearly plotting something. We could definitely see that he's definitely an augment, one of the augmented people. If you guys don't know, in the Deus Ex universe, augmentation plays a significant role in depicting its story, especially with the notion of themes of how do we know when we're too when do we know we're not human anymore? What if we're something else? What if we're something better? What if we're something worse? It plays on a lot of that theme of more than human. When do you know when you are more than human? So we see another a much more clear shot of Adam Jensen so if you guys don't know, Adam Jensen was the main character of Human Revolution. He's clearly returning. From reports, we can definitely tell, we definitely know that this game takes place 2 years after the events of Human Revolution, and it doesn't take into account the endings that you would have got from the previous game. It's the same sort of case with Deus Ex 1 to Deus Ex Human Revolution, where the endings were canon but not canon at the same time. They could all be possible in this new unified world. What we see in the top above Jensen, above the water, is it looks like the same sort of aircraft that was in Human Revolution. Just flying over him. We're not 100% sure it's the same. It can't be Malik or anything like that, but it's definitely the same aircraft that you would, like, an example was in Human Revolution. You'd take the aircraft to in between a mission, in particular the very first mission you take, and that's the same sort of aircraft with the 2 boosters on the side. It's very similar shape. So we get another shot of an urban area, of the same urban area that we saw Adam Jensen running through before, but we get a good shot of like just more civilians walking around. We clearly see that it's a very like wet season. I'm not 100% sure what the significance of that, but it's definitely like wet. Everyone's wearing coats, and the man that's being chased, or could be a secondary character, or an important NPC that we'll get to meet up later, is wearing a coat as well, clearly hiding his identity. Okay. A lot of stuff that's happening in the scene, so I want to back it up just a bit. So we see Adam Jensen that's clearly looking for someone. We're not 100% sure who. Like, it could be the yellow hooded dude, but it could be another character. We don't know from the scene alone, but it's definitely showing a more emphasis on him chasing after this yellow hooded figure, which we'll come to know the reason why later. But like again, it's a CGI trailer. We're not 100% sure. I think it's the yellow hooded guy. I mean, it could just be a generic scene, but no, I think it's just the yellow hooded. We get to see a lot of things. We see the bunker, which looks like it might be a club, or a bar, or a pub, or something like that. It could be just a hangout, or it could just be a significance of that. Maybe it's like a symbolism of the end of the world, and it's just like the bunker. Head to the bunker, or something like that. We get to see what looks like a poster in the corner, and it's like it's a bit blurry from the shot, but if I get it here, yeah, it says who will win the vote, and it looks like a augmented hand and a human hand. So what does it symbolize is probably a major part of this game could be politics, and it could be this could be the new sort of age of who should like pretty much govern the country, augmented people or human people. And of course that's gonna leave a really sour like kind of like note in it, like that's gonna leave a sour taste in everyone's mouth, the fact that people are now being forced to choose between the side of augmented people and the side of human people, which is really interesting. I mean, Deus Ex doesn't pull its punches, and it does leave you with a lot of like straight like thinking, like, well, these people are smarter. Their augments can make you smarter, they can make you stronger, they can make you faster. Shouldn't they be the ones leading the people? But then they will be just prejudiced against humanity, who are pure and not really like. It's a really slippery slope in terms of themes. We get to see what looks like a crest, but I'm not 100% sure the significance of it. It could be it looks like a jack or something like that. We get to see, so scrolling back, not sure the significance of this soda can. Could be, could just be a generic soda can, but it could be maybe it's like speculation hat going on right now. Maybe it's a new solution to augmented people. How it's like, oh Jesus, gotta cancel that. But essentially, it could be a new solution or a new sort of medicine to augmented people, where they can just drink like this special type of soda to because a major thing that was in Human Revolution was that people needed to take drugs when they had augments on, because the human body actually rejects augmentations. The only case that was that showed that there was a 0% rejection rate was Adam Jensen, and that's the main character you're playing right now. He has like pure like he doesn't have any rejection to the augmentations in his body. It's his human self. So maybe this is a new solution. I don't know, but it could be. It definitely could be. Oh, there's text flying around me. Let me try. Get that. Keep it real. It says keep it real. Okay, maybe it's just an energy drink. But we're gonna see a shot of Adam Jensen. Looks like he's asleep. We get to see what looks like an aftermath of an explosion with Adam Jensen looking over it. And we get to a cut. We get to see Idas Montreal. Now, Deus Ex has some really striking art direction. I don't know what city this is. I don't think this is Paris. Like, I don't think this is Paris. It could be Montreal. It could be like a rebuilding of a city, but again, like a 2-year period between endings. I'm not 100% sure, but it definitely does look like it's striking. But it doesn't. There doesn't seem to be any sort of like indication of where this location takes place. Let's see.
We are human beings.
Okay, so let's see. Well, how can I explain this? Let's go back a bit. This looks like a little bit like Hengsha. Like if you played the Human Revolution, it looks like very close to that, but I don't think it's the same area.
Are human beings.
Okay, so we get our first taste of what the antagonist of the trailer, really. It could be just, he might not even be an antagonist in the game, but he's definitely a character in the trailer, saying that we are more than human beings. What does that mean? Essentially, because you find out later that voice belongs to a man who has augments. He's clearly fighting for the sort of like the revolution or the rebel forces that use augments to humanity, and he's saying that we are more than human. Oh no, wait, we are human. Wait,
we are human beings.
We are human beings, not we are more than human. Sorry, that was a really bad quote. But we are human beings. So he's saying that even though we have these augments on, we are human. We are not machine. We are not we're not robots. We are people. We have a brain. We know. We think. We get to see our first look at new Cypher or maybe drones system. Now in this scene, we get to see a bunch of augmented people being like scanned by what looks like human soldiers in exosuits. So like not even exosuits, they could just be body armor, very Halo, maybe very sci-fi based.
And every one of us.
Okay, so the man's talking again.
Each and every one of us.
So he says, we are human beings, each and every one of us. So he's pretty much saying that even though we are augmented, we are human beings. So we shouldn't be treated like this. Because it looks like from this scene, and it looks like from the tone of the trailer, humanity is just humanity, like the side of humans who didn't want to do augments, are clearly cracking down on augmented people. They're clearly saying no, we cannot let this threat go on, and of course the augment like we see this brutal just treatment of people with augments on. We get to hear another line from the man.
This must not go on.
So he's pretty much saying this must not go on. This is like, we've had enough. We can't, like, this isn't the way we want to be treated.
This injustice must end.
So he's calling all these actions made by humanity onto the augmented people as injustice, which is true. Just because they are not human, like in traditional sense, doesn't mean that they need to be contained and brutally attacked or like treated this way. If you look at the back screenshot,
this injustice.
This man is the same hooded figure that we saw in earlier scenes, so this might take place. I can't really take a timeline as to whether this takes place before the events of the explosion or after the events of the explosion. It could be after. He looks like he's been roughed up a bit, but it could be just from the treatment of these police officers attacking him right now. So we get to see the eye of Adam Jensen. It mirrors a scene from Human Revolution. But that's not the eye of Adam Jensen, my bad. That's the eye of the actual man who's getting beaten up. But it mirrors the scene from the first Deus Ex Human Revolution of Adam Jensen's eye when he wakes up from being firstly augmented.
Increase in the number of terrorist attacks highlights the day.
So that lady in the corner is a character from Deus Ex Human Revolution. She is pretty much saying that these terrorist attacks by augmented people are on the rise. So clearly the augmented individuals are definitely not taking this sort of treatment just going down. So they're just going for terrorist attacks now, and like it's a response. You know, you're being in the context of the game, it makes sense. You know, like why, like they're if a country just suddenly says, okay, augmented people are no longer people, they'll be treated completely differently. They will be shunned. There'll be all of these things, injustice and stuff like that. Of course, they'd rebel.
Highlights the danger posed by.
That man in the figure is the man who narrated those lines before, and we get to see a map, and it looks like a lot of the terrorist attacks are happening right now in like, because this is Europe. You can definitely see that France is definitely like a pretty big hotspot, but we can also see it spreading over to different countries. But France is definitely the big hotspot.
Posed by augmented citizens.
I once thought
So we get our first sort of speaking line of Adam Jensen. These police officers are riding up to beat this man up.
Augmented citizens.
And we get to see Adam Jensen in the corner there, just looking on, about to make his move. So we get to see what looks like to be ACRNM. I'm not 100% sure what that means. MNRCA. Monarchra? I'm not 100% sure. Could be Monarch Alpha, something like that. Mercenary? No, that's not it. I'm not 100% sure what the anagram means, but we see Adam Jensen, our first shot of Adam Jensen.
I once thought I could save the world.
Okay, so Adam just said, I thought I could save the world. And he really thought that. Like, in the original Human Revolution, he really thought he was the individual that could just, like, change the world for a better place. He was made to make a decision at the end of Human Revolution, whether to side with the humanity or side with the augments, or choose neither.
Now look at it.
So he's saying, now look at it. So from his tone alone, we can easily tell that Adam Jensen feels guilty. He feels like it's his fault that this world is now at the point where humanity is oppressing augmented people, and augmented people are now suffering. And
Help me.
okay, so
No.
like from this shot alone, you can see that these police officers, or like these police officers, police, are beating this man in public. And they're just beating him in public. He's clearly an augment, and these people, these just random like civilians, are just looking on as if it's just like we can't do anything. We'll just leave it be. You know, it could be that it's now become a natural sort of like occurrence now that these people just watch. You know, and like they're not phased by it as clearly. Like if you saw, like if it was a human being attacked brutally, you know, these people would be clearly they'd have a bigger response in this, but in this case they don't have a response in this. So it's really interesting the way that the world has changed to pretty much reflect that these people are now like so used to augmented people just being beaten up that it just doesn't faze them anymore.
Look at it.
And he's saying, now look at it. He's just saying that, yeah, look what's happening. Look at these people aren't doing anything. They can't do anything.
Help me.
Okay, so the yellow hooded guy is saying, help me. And now it flashes back to a scene from Human Revolution. Now, if you guys don't know, this scene in Human Revolution was the very start of the game, where Adam Jensen was a security guard for Sarif Industries, and his girlfriend / sort of maybe becoming his fiance, it's just like his girlfriend, right, was attacked in the facility and pretty much murdered in front of him, while he was like absolutely destroyed. Like his whole, like I think like 70% of his body is just absolutely destroyed, right? And it's just mirroring the scene of her saying Adam, you know, just like she's calling out in the cutscene. It was just like Adam, like she's calling for Adam to help her, but he couldn't do anything. So maybe he's just remembering that thought, and just that he sees it in this hooded guy who's calling for help. So the shades, he's still got his invisibility. He's cloaking. He's still got cloaking. So Adam Jensen just flies in, takes out these guys. Just really cool choreography. So this is a cool scene. I don't think there wasn't really anything like this in Human Revolution, but it seems to be doing like a leap upwards to attack these things. It could just be a trailer exclusive ability, but it could be like a high jump ability. We're not 100% sure. Adam Jensen shooting. and we get to see the police like just trying to take out Adam Jensen. Now this is a new ability, a new weapon. What looks like a particle cannon that comes out of his hand. Very Mega Man, I know, but the only ones that had this sort of weaponry in Human Revolution was the 4 antagonists, or the 4 bad guys. One of them having a chain gun to his hand, like his augmented hand opens up into a chain gun. So maybe this is just a application of that. It seems to send out a shockwave, non-lethal, and it does require, it's probably just a 1 charge thing.
Sometimes you just have to let go.
So
Sometimes you just have to let go.
So Adam says sometimes you just have to let go. So maybe now, because so it's pretty much implied that Adam Jensen in the previous game was really kind of resentful for his augmentation. He didn't feel like he didn't feel as like I mean, imagine like you were just in that situation that you're 70% of your body's gone. It kind of mirrors RoboCop a lot in the sense, especially with the new movie where that scene where he just feels like, damn, I've all got my heart, you know, and like that's it. So it's kind of like that. A lot of imagery in this section right here. A lot of like one of the major motifs, or major themes that was in Human Revolution was the idea of Icarus, the man who had wings on his arms and he flew too high to the sun, and he burnt and fell down to Earth. He flew too high, like it's challenging the notion of when is too much, and now it feels like he's embracing it. He's like, yes, I am an augmented individual. I will I'm like, it's Icarus, you know. I'm just gonna go all the way.
And embrace what you've become.
And he's saying, embrace what you've become. So he's embracing the fact that he's augmented and he's using those abilities. Like he's gaining more abilities now. So we get to see our 3 sort of areas. Now, Montreal was the setting for the first game, and it went to Hong Kong for a bit. So, and the new location is Paris. So let's see some of the dialogue that's happening here. Their leader is weak. There are others who can take his place.
Shadows for years.
And the timing, it will have to be perfect. So we get a little small glimpse.
Shadows for years.
We get a small. Oh, okay. So going back, New York. It looks like it will be going to New York. Maybe the large, huge city that we saw before was New York City, and it's possibility. But what does Adam say in this scene?
They've worked from the shadows for years, shaping the future.
They've worked in the shadows for years, shaping the future. Now, I can't remember all the organizations from Human Revolution. It's been like years since I played it, but I do remember it's like the Illuminati. There's a secret society behind everything, and we get to see a few of the companies that are actually in the first game. Oh, not in the first game. I'm not saying the first game for PC. I'm saying the previous game. There's Seraph Industries. There's Arc, which I don't think I've heard of Arc. Maybe I know Picus. And I know some of these are like the weapons, like the drones that we saw, and the robotic heart. But Seraph Industries is the big one. This big hand was in a office in one of the games. I can't remember, but it's very symbolic of like a hand, like someone controlling the world. It was in the first Deus Ex, the very first one for PC, ages ago, and it was in Human Revolution in one scene as well. VersaLife, not 100% sure. That looks like the AMD, like the not the AMD logo, some logo. I don't know, 100% sure. Santal Group, not 100% sure what it is. Illuminati is very, very prominent in this game.
Information.
We get to see it zooms in what looks to be. I think that's France. No, I don't know my geography that well. That's France right there. What is that country? Oh man, I'm really bad with geography. But it zooms in. It looks like
have died.
It looks like looks like a base for Adam Jensen.
As they play
let's see. Oh, okay. We get to see on the information screen. The yellow hooded man is called Ivan Burke. Gender male. Age 27. Status augmented and dangerous. Additional info. Arrest warrant issued. Details. Prime suspect for the bombing of Prake, Irizuka, something Prake, and it'll see him in some surveillance footage. So maybe Adam Jensen's just looking to just like take this guy down. His room is really just how it looks really scary actually. He's got like augmented hands everywhere. Okay, so we get to see a real look at the leader of the terrorist cell, who doesn't have a name yet. We get to see that Ivan's here, so clearly Ivan is in leagues with the terrorists. We get to see, oh wait, what's he saying? Oh.
Innocents have died from the shadows for years, controlling information.
So the secret society, the Illuminati, is controlling information.
Innocents have died,
and because of like maybe they're behind the terrorist attacks and they're silencing people who know the truth, and they can't, you know, they can't let the truth come out. I mean, it's a reason it's a secret.
Not sit idly by.
Okay, so what's this?
We will not sit idly by.
So, from we will not sit idly by, it could mean that the terrorist leader he's impatient. He's very go-get. He wants to go get things done. We get to see our first real look at Adam Jensen's armor. It looks a little bit more different. They're kind of the same as he did in Human Revolution.
And allow our rights to be eroded out of fear and ignorance any longer.
So we will not. We will not let our.
And allow our rights to be eroded out.
We will not let our rights be eroded by fear and ignorance. What can I take from that line? It's pretty much just saying that the terrorist leader is saying, yeah, you know what? We're not gonna be subjugated like this. We're not gonna let our rights be destroyed because of this insignificant thing that you have established, right?
Fear and ignorance.
And because of your fear of how humanity, of how augmented people is more stronger than you, we will not let that destroy our rights and make us second-rate citizens. So we get to see our new ability from Adam Jensen. What looks like a stun launcher from his hand. Stun charges. Like the thing is, there was stun charges in Human Revolution, but it was actually a weapon, and he only had like one shot. So in this case, it looks like a more reliable sort of stun charge since it shoots four. What is this?
We will not be herded into ghettos and treated as outcasts.
Okay, his accent's a bit rough. I'm actually not 100% sure what he said, but we will not
be herded into ghettos and treated as outcasts.
We will not be herding together. I'm not 100% sure. His accent's really strong, and we will not be outcast together.
Stop at nothing.
So he's pretty much established that because this is a broadcast, he's saying we will not be outcasts. We will not be the fringe of your society.
The world is different now.
And he seems charismatic, you know, like he seems like a lot of people follow him from the looks of things. So that might play into why Ivan is following him. We see a shot of Adam running.
The old rules no longer apply.
And it looks like Ivan just bombed, like from this look, he just bombed the bus. And the explosion looks like it's killed a lot of people. And that's Adam. That's Adam standing there. So Ivan looks like he's just a terrorist. He's a terrorist working for the leader of the terrorist group. Let's see. That I'm not 100% sure if that statue is significant. Guys, like if you guys know in the comments below, please tell me. I don't know a lot about different societies. But we get to see Adam Jensen using his knife blades.
Much pain.
So that's a new ability. The fact that he can shoot the blade out and impale someone, which is pretty cool. I think that's a really cool ability. Yeah.
So many lies.
So Adam is now he feels responsible for everyone dying now because he brought about the situation. So
lies.
Like maybe like I'm not 100% sure, but like a king to like a servant or a knight. Ivan looks like he's kissing like the ring finger of this terrorist leader, like a king would. And Adam's like pretty much just I know there's symbolism in this, and like I think it's one of the something to do with Christianity or something. I remember reading about it, but I'm not sure. But it's definitely something imagery here where he's holding the hand of humanity in compassion or something like that. That's just my interpretation. Like Adam's just like no human should deserve this. Like no one
must end.
So this is a new ability. I think this is the most coolest freaking ability, and it looks like a Icarus charge. Because okay, so in Human Revolution, Adam can, like, if you fall down a large height, Adam can activate the Icarus landing system, in which he envelops himself in an electro ball, and he cushions his fall. From this, it looks like an offensive sort of attack where you can charge forward using the Icarus system, and you get to see Adam really going to town and just like using the knife blades and being really merciless, using super strength. And we get to see the leader.
This should be your fight as well, brother.
This line right here really says a lot. This clearly shows that Adam does not side with the augmented terrorists. Does this mean that he doesn't side with augments in general? No, that doesn't mean it. It just means that Adam doesn't agree with what this terrorist leader is doing. And he's probably choosing the side. Like the thing about the Deus Ex series is that you can it's a lot of like open-endedness. You can choose which sort of side you go with. So clearly from this trailer, he's not siding with the terrorist. But I'm sure, like, in your playthrough, you can if you want to. So, yep, the terrorist has a jackhammer for a weapon. Now, this is a cool scene. This gun is, I think it's the grenade launcher from Deus Ex Human Revolution, but this time it shoots something that's... So, those pellets... Okay, so Adam Jensen in Human Revolution had an ability called the Typhoon. The Typhoon was pretty much just, it was built into his body, in which he, using some sciencey stuff, he projects the balls out in a circle motion outside of his body, and it just destroys everything around him, leaving him unhurt. It looks like that they've weaponized that so it works in a gun now. So it's a actual projectile that shoots Typhoon. The Typhoons are like little mini pellets of explosions, right? So think of it as like a shotgun but with explosions. I think that's a really good way of interpreting it. It scatters, and each one is a micro explosion which blows up. And we see here, I am not okay. So this is, I debated this scene for a while after watching it. It could mean two things. One, it could something that just be really, it's really stylish for the trailer, because you can see it go in and it looks like the same style as the trailer, like sort of stuff. Or it could actually be an ability, which is like like it's metal hardening of the body, very like Terminator 2 Judgment Day. So I'm not 100% sure. It could be either of those two, but we get to see our title screen. It's Deus Ex Human man. I keep saying humanity. It's mankind divided, and we get to see the same shot again. Of what's this?
Won't let it happen again.
Adam says, "I'll never let it happen again." So he's clearly regretting the decision that he made in Human Revolution, and he wants to go out and stop it. And you can't kill progress. And yeah, that's it. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm really excited for this game. There's a lot in this trailer, and I hope I analyzed it pretty sufficiently. I'm drawing off like almost thoughts from like years ago, because I don't remember this game. I don't remember Human Revolution that well. But I really do hope you guys saw the little things that I saw and really enjoyed my little analysis. And yeah, I mean, hit that like button, comment, subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. Koi51 out. I'll catch you guys later.